wife thinks I take longer in the bathroom than I need, so I make sure she knows it's legit. Here's the story. My wife and I bought our first house shortly after our wedding. Everything went smoothly, and we enjoyed our time as newlyweds. Of course, as the honeymoon phase began to fade, some minor issues started to emerge. For her, the first problem was the typical guy in the toilet problem. So, sometimes I spent quite a bit of time on the toilet. It's all legitimate though. It's not like I'm scrolling on my phone. I mean, I also do that, but I'm also doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Anyway, my wife started to pick up on how long I was taking in the bathroom, and she started commenting on it. So this was made worse by some unlucky timing when she would ask if I was coming out of the toilet just as I was standing up and about to flush the toilet. That made it seem as if I was just standing there until she said something and then pretended to flush as if I just finished. For context, I eat a lot. I usually eat about 3,000 calories in a day, give or take a few hundred, and I'm a thin-framed guy, about 160 pounds or 72 kilograms. I'm roughly 6 feet, 5 inches tall. Back then, I was still getting used to the bowel movements that come with eating so much. They tended to happen at random times in varying amounts. My wife though, she didn't believe me. Her diet was way less structured than mine, and she had no idea what was happening in that room for so long. This led to a few arguments, with her accusing me of wasting time in the bathroom on my phone and me insisting that I was indeed pooping. These were playful arguments for the most, but I really wasn't wasting time, and I was actually a little bit offended that she wouldn't believe me. So I decided to get a little revenge and clear my name in the process. The next time I was in the bathroom and my wife was within earshot, I began loudly announcing the following at the right moments. Poop is currently exiting, shortly followed by poop has finished exiting. I would do this 2 or 3 times for however long I was in the bathroom. I would be met with laughter or groaning from the other room, depending on how many times I had made my announcement for that session. After a few days of doing this, she would get grossed out and say, okay, I get it, and I would stop. Since then, I've developed a much more predictable poop schedule, but I no longer get questioned about my activities in the bathroom behind closed doors. What did the audience think? Well, commenters largely praised the narrator's petty revenge. They thought it was hilarious and effective, while some debated the bathroom habits and offered dietary advice. Here's some good comments. I used to live with my in-laws, and they accused me of using all the toilet paper while I was in there. Since we moved out, my wife is buying loads of TP, and oddly, it just keeps stacking up. Long story short, brother-in-law's friend was stealing toilet paper, and they just assumed it was me going buck wild. This had me cracking up. You two sound like fun people, if this is how you get through your arguments. Humor and reason has won the day. 75% of commenters supported the narrator's revenge, applauding its humor and success in proving a point. 15% of you thought it was unnecessary, suggesting dietary changes or more direct communication instead. The majority cheered on his loud proclamations in the bathroom. So when it comes to winning an argument, sometimes you have to just let it all out.